Hello there, this is DBT, and these are the rooms. And alright, let's continue with Asphalt 9 on Nintendo Switch, and notice that I didn't say play, because we're not really gonna be doing a whole lot of playing, no. Today, we're gonna be spending tokens, or rather, I suppose, reacting to me spending tokens. So here's the deal. This that you're seeing right now on the screen is a recording that I already did, much like I did for the Sesto Elemento, where I bought some stuff and I couldn't do voiceover at the time. It was the same situation over here. I woke up early in the morning and I saw that the Countach LPI special event had already begun. In fact, that is part of what I included here on the video. The special event already began and I was looking at the requirements. As usual, it is a bit difficult because the very first card that is required, it's the Diablo GT. If we rewind a little bit, you will see that the very first card is the Diablo GT. Now, this is a bit of a problem because this card is not available in any other way that isn't money or tokens. And it was only made available at the same time that this special event began. So basically, this event is like, hey, you want to participate? You already need to spend a bunch in order to get this card. Now, to me, that's not a problem because, like I said, I wanted to get every single Lambo that I could from this patch. So I already had considered or budgeted some tokens into acquiring these cards. I'll get to that in a bit. But where I'm going is the fact that, you know, the special event is going. Obviously, it has some high requirements because it requires the Diablo, Sesto Elemento, free try of the Countach LPI, then the Cyan, the Reventon, which obviously hasn't been made available just yet. Then again, it repeats Diablo, Reventon, Sesto Elemento, Cyan, and that is that. It has a total of 335 conditions. And if you know anything about special events and the packs for the card of the special events, is that normally they're locked behind a certain amount of conditions. How many? I don't know. It's somewhere between 150 to 100 and some. Like, for example, in the Apollo Evo in the global version, the packs, in order to be able to start buying packs with tokens, first you needed to complete like 200 and some conditions. So that is normally how it works. So if you don't have the cards, you cannot get blueprints for this thing. That basically sucks for you. However, the reason why I decided to start recording right away, it's because I realized instantly that the packs for the Countach LPI were not locked behind any conditions. And I'm like, holy mother of Jesus. So again, this happens from time to time because I don't know if GameLove sometimes just forgets to set up the requirements to buy the packs. Maybe it's a slip of the finger, maybe someone does it. I have no idea. But this happens from time to time, and normally it is fixed easily, or rather it gets fixed quickly. For example, I made a video on me getting some blueprints for the Lamborghini Revuelto in the global version some months ago. And it was the same situation. The special event began and the packs for the blueprints were not locked behind any conditions. But then after like half hour, they fixed it. GameLove was like, oh no, this isn't supposed to be like that, and they locked this type of packs under a certain amount of conditions. And I was fearing that's exactly what was going to happen over here, because this was again at the very start of the special event, and I'm like, I need to take advantage of this before they lock them behind conditions, because I wasn't even sure how far into the special event I was able to get to, and if I didn't get to the required conditions, I would not be able to get these packs at all. So I thought, you know what, I need to record this. So that is why I started recording. I could not do voiceover at the moment, at that time, but I still recorded the footage of me opening some packs. And I thought, yeah, I actually did a little bit of math in checking all the tokens that I had spent, like I mentioned. Before entering into this season, or when I was entering into the season, I had 70,000 tokens, and I had already a certain amount assigned for every single car of this patch, certain amount of tokens budgeted to it. Like I spent a lot recently on the Sesto Elemento, and that was still within budget. However, the Countach LPI was not part of my budget, and I'll talk about more as we open some packs. Because after doing enough math and checking how many tokens I had spent here, there, how many tokens I had acquired, and by the way, the video is running at 1.5 speed, so that this is a bit faster, because normally this would take much longer. But once I did enough of my calculations as to how many tokens I have spent, how many tokens for each one of the cars I have spent, and how many I have left from the budget, that's when I discover, let's say, a little bit of a gap or space, a wiggle room. I think that's the best term to use. Look at that. Oh yeah, baby. A bunch of blueprints. And just like that, next star. Anyway, I figured that not only did I start with 70,000 tokens, of which I've spent a bunch, but also throughout this entire season, in the Unleashed and events and whatnot, I've been getting a bunch of extra tokens. And thanks to that, that also has been... It's precisely that is the wiggle room where I have gotten I don't know how many thousand tokens during this season, and that allows me to buy some extra packs. And that's why I realized, okay, if I use the extra tokens that I have gotten through the season and I eat some of the budget left, or let's say the leftover of the budget of some of the cars, like the Mura concept, I had 10,000 tokens originally assigned for that car. But then once I realized that car was gonna have a key hunt a year later in global, a year later, simply put, I thought, well, then it makes no sense for me to take that car to 5 stars. So why would I spend 10,000 tokens on that thing? So instead I spent half of that, and I had 5,000 tokens still left from that original budget. And that is the type of extra tokens that I use in order to buy blueprints for this car. Because originally, I had originally thought, I'm gonna unlock this car through the Legend Pass and all of that, but I'll probably not start it up. I don't have the tokens to do it. But once I started finding those little holes where I didn't need to spend as many tokens in other cars, that's when I noticed, hey, I have a bunch of tokens that I could assign and still have a healthy amount of tokens left for the cars that are left to do. And I'll talk about that later. But as it stands now, you're seeing how I'm buying packs and packs. A few packs only gave me 3 blueprints, but most of them gave me 2, 3, even 5 drops of 3 blueprints. I did not get a single jackpot proper, but still I got a pretty decent amount of blueprints. And I think I bought like 12, 13 packs, something like that. I spent a lot of tokens. It was like 12,000, I don't know. It was a bunch, but again, once I realized that I definitely had more tokens than I thought I was gonna have, and eating a little bit from the budget of the multi-packs that I didn't end up buying because I already had the Essenza and the SCV-12 already the Essenza SCV and the SE-18, I had them at max stars. I had some tokens left. So yeah, that's why I decided to start using that, and as you can see, I continue to buy because, yes. And like I said, originally the plan for the Countach PI was for me to unlock it, get it to 2 stars thanks to the Legend Pass itself that allows you to take the car to 2 stars, and just keep it there and maybe slowly but surely upgrade it or start it up through wildcards later on. But once I saw this opportunity and the fact that I still had tokens, a very healthy amount of tokens, I thought, you know what? Let's do it. Let's see how far I can take this. So then there it is. Oh, look at that. A couple of blueprints for the Chiron. Those are expensive credits, man. After buying enough packs, I was like, okay, I think that's it. I think this is gonna be the last one that I buy. I was like, yeah, that's it. That's all I can spend right now. Again, later on, depending on how things go, for example, in the Reventon, how many blueprints I can get and all of that, if I still have tokens left over, I'll probably continue buying packs for this or for other cars, but that's a topic for a little bit later. For now, that's when I stopped buying packs, and it was time to figure out how far did this take my car. And there it is. The very first startup, taking it to 2 stars, because obviously, because it's a key card, you already have, technically kind of have it at 1 star. So then I took it to 2. This is the 3rd star, and then I'm like, oh wow, how close am I to the next one? 1 blueprint away. 1 blueprint away to take it to 4 stars. And I'm sure that at 4 star, it's already a competitive car. I'm not saying that it's going to be a king by any means or anything, but at the same time, it's not that I needed to be a king. I just wanted to be usable in multiplayer. And I'm like, yeah, 4 stars should be good. But at this point, I decided to not buy any more packs because there's still some blueprints to be acquired in the club missions, but the club milestones. And also there's some more blueprints in the Legend Pass that I haven't claimed. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't need to do this right now. Let me save some tokens and see what's next. And speaking of what's next, this is the second part of this video, which is gonna be related to the Lamborghini Diablo GT. Like I mentioned, this car, the Lambo Diablo GT, it's a store exclusive car, meaning you can only get, officially you can only get blueprints for this car, or a reasonable amount of them, through the store itself. You get some blueprints here and there from the Legend Pass, a little bit from the milestones of the club and all of that, but it's only so many, not too many really. It's like 10, 15 blueprints at most. And the rest, if you want to unlock the car, you need to either spend money or buy tokens, right? Buy the packs with tokens. Now, why do I mention this? Remember that I said that the Diablo GT, it's the entrance point to the special event. It's a mission for the Legend Pass, well, missions. You'll see it over here. If we look over here real quick, for example, perform a 360s with the Countach PI at 3 stars. Do this, do that. But the important one is this. Lamborghini Diablo GT, you need to have it at 3 stars to get this amount of Legend Pass points or whatever this is called. Am I gonna be able to do this? Well, if I want to, I would need to spend a lot of tokens into unlocking the car. Now, don't get me wrong, I do have tokens assigned to this car, but let me explain further. There's another mission in the second episode, also for the Diablo GT, that one at 2 stars, and here it is. I haven't been able to do it because obviously the car wasn't available, and at this moment in the video, I don't own the car. And that is just finished races with the Diablo GT. Now, why do I show you this? Because this is a thing that, by the way, if you're in any way trying to go for the Countach LPI, take advantage of this as quickly as possible. That's why I wanted to release this video. Because right now, unlike in the global version, you know that I've made a lot of videos talking about how the Switch version, unlike the global version, has pretty much every single weekend it has 1v1s, right? That's kind of how it has been working on the Switch. Now this is important because these weekends 1v1, it's the Diablo. And given the rank that it is at, this Diablo is already at 3 stars. So this is technically a free try of the Diablo, and with this you can do a bunch of races. You can complete the 5 races for one of those missions and do enough of the stunts and you'll get the other mission. So I'm not gonna show you the races because nothing too interesting happened in the races. I think people that were doing them were all doing the exact same thing that I was, just trying to take advantage of the situation because nobody seemed to be playing too seriously. So basically, I did my races with the Diablo, obviously trying to do as many stunts as possible. Excuse me, as many stunts as possible. And yeah, so basically, I did all the races that I needed. I did the 5 races, and with that, I was able indeed to get all of both of those missions completed. Again, 5 races, doing a bunch of stunts, and there we go. Okay, I think this is the last one. And I won all of them, but again, this time I didn't care about winning or losing them. All I wanted, well, it was important for me to not lose 3 races because I needed to complete 5. So at least I needed to do 2 wins and 3 Ls. That makes it 5 races. Because if you get the 3 Ls right away, you have to wait 12 hours until this thing is available again. So it was important to me to at least win 2. But there it is, finished races. And if we look at the actual missions, then you'll see that the one for the Diablo, it's already completed. Same situation in the 3rd episode, the one for the Diablo, it's already gone. So those are they give a lot of these points. So I would suggest, and even if you're not going for the LPI, go ahead and do them right now while you can. Again, the Diablo 1v1 is probably gonna last throughout the entire weekend, which is how 1v1s work here on the Switch. But I don't know, maybe GameLove will realize that, oh crap, we just gave them 2 missions for free. Let's fix that, and maybe they'll change the 1v1 to something else. That's why I'm saying, take advantage of this as soon as possible because this is very rare for something like this happen. In the global version, it didn't work like that at all. There was no free tries of any card that... Oh, there were free tries, but not at gold state or anything for the car. It was basically a free try of a car, however you have it. And if you don't have the car, well, guess what? What good is it to do the races with the Diablo? Since it's a star car, it's basically at just one. Excuse me, it's a key car. It's basically at just 1 star, so you would not be able to have completed those other races. So anyway, at that point, I'm like, okay, I got the missions. Let me claim all of the rewards that are left to claim over here. I skipped them all. And then I just went into looking at what I got. So I got some blueprints for the Sesto Elemento, Epic for the Sesto, trade coins. There it is, the additional blueprints that I was missing in order to start up the Countach a bit more. And that's what I wanted to look at. And there we go. Countach is officially at 4 stars. Oh yeah, baby. I imagine that at 4 stars, it should be already somewhat competitive. There's some more stuff still to get in the Legend Pass. But for the time being, man, I am so hyped about having that car at that star count. So that is the second part of this video. The third part, because there's a third part to this, it's the situation with trying to unlock the Diablo GT. Like I mentioned, I already got the missions done with the Diablo GT, but at the end of the day, as I mentioned, what I want to do is get all of the Lambos from this season. And knowing already from a year, having the knowledge for a year that this car was store exclusive, I knew that I needed to assign a certain amount of tokens into getting this car. So because of that, I was like, okay, it's time to spend tokens into this car. However, I actually went into that screen to see exactly how many blueprints am I missing. I got 6 blueprints from the Legend Pass, I think. So okay, that's all right. 6 out of 35, right? However, there's also some additional blueprints over here in the club, as I mentioned. So I go to claim 5 more, and now I have 11 blueprints. So that makes it so that I'm missing, what is that, 24 blueprints in order to unlock the car. And then I thought, well, then let's buy some packs and try to spend as little as possible to unlock this car. I don't want to take this car to high stars. And I know that sounds a little bit weird. DBT, why wouldn't you want the car at high stars? Well, because I already got the 2 missions that I was very likely gonna be able to do. Like, how do I explain this? My idea was not to take this car to 5 stars. 10,000 tokens, which is what I originally assigned to the car. It's not enough to take the car to 5 stars. So I thought, man, I might take it to 3, maybe 4 stars, and I'll get some missions done and all of that. But it's not the maximum, not the best, but it should be enough for me to get some of the objectives done for the Countach LPI. But now that I was able to do 2 of those objectives without needing to start up the car anymore, that's when I thought, you know what? All that I want to do right now is actually just unlock the car. I'm not going to try to start it up a lot. I just want to unlock the car to have it in the collection. And the reason for me to want to do that, it's because much like in the global version, in the global, I was able to unlock this car just by mere luck. I lucked out in some packs of blueprints during the season finale. And that's how I was able to unlock the Diablo GT. And from there onwards, thanks to wildcards, I've been able to take the car to 3. It's close to 4 stars in the global version without spending a dime on it. Not a single token extra has been spent on it, just through the wildcards. And seeing that I have a lot of C-class cars already maxed out, whenever I start getting C-class wildcards, well, I want a card to use them on. So that's why I decided, you know what, the Diablo, even at 3 stars as I have it in global right now, it's not a good car. It's really fast, but it's only good in slipstream. So I thought, I don't want this car for performance, I want it for the collection. So all I care right now, when I was buying these packs, was to unlock the car. But this was a decent pack with 2 drops. But there were several packs that it literally only had 1 drop of blueprints, and that's why I ended up spending more than I was hoping to spend. But hey, this is gonna be, what, the second pack? And there it is. 1 single drop. Oh no, 2 drops. Nice. Oh no, then maybe I did get a couple of, I don't know. Let's see what else we got. I really don't remember. Again, I bought a bunch of packs today, so everything is a little bit blurry. But yeah, at the end of the day, my objective was only to unlock this car, and that's it. Nothing else. Once the wildcards start coming into this version of the game, I'll start using the C-class wildcards into the car, into the Diablo, and that's that. That's how I plan to upgrade it over time. But I'm in no hurry to take it to a high number of stars. And there's a good reason for that, and I'll talk about this as soon as we finish this. Because this is the last part that I recorded, and after this I want to show you what else I've been doing, or how the planning is going. And I'm missing 3 blueprints. There it is. The last 3 blueprints, and with that, I am able to unlock the Lamborghini Diablo GT at 1 star. Oh yeah, baby! And just like that, I have the Diablo GT. Alright, let's get back to the game for real. And here we go. We're back to the actual game. This is no longer a video playing inside of the video. So, you can see that I'm indeed kind of poor right now. Not poor, but you know, I spent a lot of... I started today, the day started with 43,000 tokens, and so far I've spent... How much would that be? That would be like 15,000 or something like that, 16,000 that I've spent. It's a lot of tokens. But again, in my opinion, it's completely worth it. So, what's next? And what are my plans? Well, now... Oh, hold on, I got some stuff to claim, so might as well. Because, surprisingly, I had to grind this quite a bit, but eventually managed to get to the 10%. 5% was impossible for me, that is more for alien skill level. And honestly, there's no difference between 5 and 10% for me. You still get 2 epic import powers, you still get a decal, and just a little bit of difference on credits. But hey, two epics for my SCV-12, please, thank you very much. Oh yeah, baby. So there we go, I even got the decal, and that's fantastic. Let's have a quick look at what the decal looks like. I think this is gonna be like the 3rd place decal. I think that's the difference between those 3 decals offered over there. But you know what? 3rd place is still podium, so I'll take it. Right over here, decal, and yes, that's exactly right. So I got the decal for the 3rd place. That's okay. I mean, I don't even plan to really use it, but hey, I own it now, so that is kind of dope. And now with the additional 2 epic import parts, I'll be able to half gold this car. You see I already applied 2 on acceleration, so now I gotta decide where I want to apply the next 2. I don't know, I'm thinking it could be top speed, but it's not gonna increase very much, so maybe I want to do handling, or even better, maybe some nitro. I'll think about it, or if you want to give me your thoughts, tell me in the comments. But alright, what's next over here? Well, now that I have the Diablo, I am able to go into the... Oh, wait a second, I still haven't claimed my stuff. I might as well. Oh, no. Alright, here we go. Now that I have the Diablo, now I can officially start this thing. I'm not gonna do it right now, because obviously it's a lot of races, but I did the math, and I will be able to... At the end of the day, I'm still gonna be able to get all of the... a lot of... what's it called? Conditions. I'll be able to get a lot of conditions done because I do have the Sesto at 4 stars, so this is gonna give me some extra blueprints and all of that. And I checked all of the conditions that I could do with the garage as I have it, and this will give me another 13 or so blueprints for the Countach LPI. Now the situation is that the Countach LPI for the next star requires a lot of blueprints. And because I am me, of course I had to do a spreadsheet. So here it is. This is basically, I tabulated it to exactly know how much I will be able to do. So for example, in the very first stage that is with the Diablo, here it is how many conditions I'll get from this stage 100% sure. So I'll be able to get 10 of this. That means that these are the conditions that I can do with the car as is right now, in this case at 1 star. But if I start it up to the next star, I'll be able to get an additional 6 condition. I don't get any blueprints at all from this stage on the Diablo, but if I start it up, I'll get one single blueprint. Okay. So that's how it goes. Sesto, I'll be able to do 24 conditions for blueprints. If I start it up, there's no difference. So over here, there's not even any blueprints at all. Then the Cyan, here it is. I don't need to start it up. But then from here onwards is where it really starts showing up. Assuming that I get the Reventon only at 1 single star, I'll still be able to get 10 conditions. But if I start it up to 2 or maybe 3 stars, I'll be able to get this, so on and so forth. So you can see how this goes. At the end of the day, guaranteed blueprints, I will be able to get 13 blueprints total. If I start up the rest of the cars a little bit, each one of these cars, if I take it to 1 star higher, I'll be able to get an additional 18 blueprints, and this is where this matters. The conditions, well, I just wanted to count them anyway, but really I was looking to see how many conditions I could get, and this is where this matters, because in order to 5-star the Countach LPI, you need 65 blueprints, and as it stands right now, as it is, my car has 4 out of those 65 blueprints there. Now, there's another 5 on the club season, then there's another 5. Well, actually, you know what? I think this were already applied. Anyway, so in total, this is going to be what? 14, and then the 13 blueprints guaranteed over here that I did the math. It takes me to 30. Well, how much is this added? 27 blueprints. So I'm going to be missing 38. Now, if I were to start up these cars, as I mentioned over here, I would get an additional 18 blueprints. And that would put me only at 20 blueprints to take it to 5 stars, and at that point I could spend some tokens into doing so. But why am I not counting them? Well, honestly, it's gonna be kind of difficult to upgrade all of these cars with the tokens that I have, and for that I brought this one. Same situation here with the Sesto Elemento. Right now I have, for the 5th star, I need 47, of which I have 8 plus 5 through the club season. I'm still gonna need 34 blueprints. That's gonna be a lot of tokens into buying the packs to try to get this. And same thing for the Cyan. Right now I have it at 14, same thing to the 5th star, which I would like to do because I really enjoy driving the Cyan in Class S. But I need 54, I have all of this, but it still leaves me with 29. So this is gonna mean 10 packs. If I have really bad luck, I will need 10 packs to get the blueprints for that. So that's gonna be 9,000 tokens over here. This is around 10 packs also. That's another 9,000. That's 18,000 tokens just to start these 2 up. That would give me an additional 5 blueprints over here and another 5. So that's 10 blueprints for 18,000. It doesn't really work out. So I need to see how the whole thing progresses. As it stands, I don't want to make any movements. I have a decent amount of tokens still in the bank, and I still have a bunch that I need to there's still some cards that I need to use some of these tokens on. All right, and let's pull the curtain. This is basically how I originally assigned my... What happened with my music? There it is. This is basically how I originally assigned all of my tokens over here. I started with 70,000, and this is how I had it planned up. 10,000 for the Miura, 10,000 for the Reventon, because these 2 are Grand Prix, and I wanted to start them up some in order to guarantee getting the card. Then 20,000 for the Sesto Elemento, because this is a card that you could only get 4 in packs. Well, you can get some blueprints in other places, but overall even with the special event and whatnot, the reality is that if you want to get the car, you definitely need to spend a decent amount of tokens in order to get it. I already got it to 4 stars, but anyway. Then at 10,000 for the Diablo, again, well, you can see SCV12, another 10,000, and finally 10,000 for the packs. This is for the multi-packs that had the blueprints for the SCV12, the SC20, and SC18. Now, this is not how things went, and this is how it actually has been going right now. I'll try to explain. In the Miura, I only spent 3,000 tokens, so that means that I have 7,000 left over from the original 10,000 that I had assigned. Reventon, well, I haven't spent anything, so this is still there. I haven't spent. Obviously I have to wait for the Grand Prix to begin. Sesto Elemento, like I said, I had assigned 20,000, but with 15,300, I was able to take the car to 4 stars to where it is right now. That still leaves me with a leftover of 4,700. Diablo, I had 10,000. I spent 3,750 in the packs in order to unlock it, as you saw just now, and that leaves me 6,250 still left over. SCV12, I had 10,000 assigned, but if you remember that video, I actually went over. So basically, it originally went like this. I had these 2 leftovers, and the SCV12 I spent 10,000. But you might think, DBT, but you also used another 5,000. Well, I discounted that from here, so I took 5,000 from here, and I was at this point. But today, I took another 5,000 precisely in order to spend them on the Countach PI. So that makes it so that I have spent the full 10,000 from my packs, and I have none left over there. But this is basically all that I have. Currently about 27,000 tokens. Does that correspond with my actual number of tokens in game? Kind of. I still have a little bit more. You can see I have 28,000, obviously, because as I keep saying, I keep getting tokens from other places. For example, over here, if we have a look real quick, yeah, I know. There's all of these tokens that I haven't claimed just yet. And this is almost 2,000 tokens. I'm gonna get the Miura concept, so that's 150. I have this one, so that's one. It's 300. For 50, assuming that I get this one, which I hope I do, because I'm gonna spend tokens, that's gonna be 600. SC18 I have it, so that's 800. SC20 I have it, so that's 1,000. 1,200. 1,400. And Countach PI, which I'll get, it's 1,900 approximately, unless I miscounted. But yeah, it's almost another 2,000 tokens. So that's why I keep saying that overall, I keep on getting tokens back, even though I have already kind of been spending more than I have. And on top of that, there's this one thing that I've been saving for a very, very long time, and that is career tokens. Now, for the first bunch of career seasons, I spent, I claimed all of my tokens and all, but once I started making enough progress, you can see over here, there's all of these that say claim. Any one of these that says claim, it's because I didn't claim the tokens. Now, it's not a lot of tokens in these, but it's probably going to be a couple hundred more tokens from their fire and lighting. There's some more, and over here, you'll notice that there's even more. That I didn't claim any of these tokens precisely because I wanted to have them handy in case I needed them. So I would imagine this is probably like 300-400 tokens, additional tokens that I can get. I'm not gonna claim it just yet. I want to see if I can finish this season without spending them. But this is why I have them here stored, because I want to have them handy in case I'm about to finish this race. I literally spent every single token that I had, and all I'm missing is one pack to finish this one card to start it up. And all I need is enough tokens to buy one additional 10-pack. Well, this is where I'm gonna pull tokens from. So I don't want to claim this right now, but yeah, I still have some additional sources of tokens, and man, what can I say? It's after all of this planning, and like I said, I known for a full year what this season was gonna be like. We had some hopes that it was gonna be changed for the better, and to be fair, this thing that I mentioned about the Diablo in the 1v1, it's already better than in the global version, but you know, it's not like it's that much better. But still, knowing what was gonna happen in this season, that's why I prepared in the way that I did. Now, granted, I would have had even more tokens if I hadn't spent the dumb amount of tokens I spent on my Zonda R and the Bram. I think that was another 30,000 tokens or so that I spent during that time. But hey, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it is what it is. I have what I have, and so far it's looking pretty good. If we have a look at what missions I have left to do over here for the 3rd week, in this I already can do this because I already have the Countach at, actually I have it at 3-4 stars already, right? So I can complete this one. For episode 3, I can do this one, I can do this. I cannot do this because obviously I don't have the car, and I don't think I'll take it to 4 stars. If I can, I will, but I don't know if I'll be able to. I'll be able to do this one, Cyan, I'll be able to do this. So there's a lot of points for me to get over here, and how close would that get me to my objective, to my final objective? I'm still not close enough. Even with those missions, I will not be able to get to tier 50. So I'm still gonna have to wait another week to get to my Countach key. But I think it's pretty much guaranteed that I'll be able to get it. I think it's guaranteed by now. So overall, oh yeah, and there's some additional tokens to get over here. So overall, this season has worked out as I wanted it to work out. It's really cool that the plan has been working. Now, the only pebble that could really trip me up a little bit is what is going to happen in the Grand Prix for the Reventon. And I say specifically for the Reventon, not for the Mura, because my Mura Grand Prix is going pretty well. You can see that so far I'm the first place in the entirety of the... Oh no, I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go in here to show you the current results. I am first place. Only in the first round I lost to that second place that says the name is Software Error. He beat me on that one, but from there onwards I've been able to beat him. To be fair, he's a really good player. It just so happens that I have the car at 3 stars and he has it at 2. But overall, I think I'm pretty safe. Even if I lose my first place, so long as I finish in second place, I still get my key. So it's very considerable. I would say it's very, very likely that I'm gonna be able to get the key for this car. So that would mean that from all of the cars of this season, I basically will get them all except of the Reventon. The Reventon is still a question mark because, again, I need to see what happens. But that's why, as I have my 10,000 tokens assigned for that, and trust me, I'm going to do whatever it takes in order to get it, so long as it's within that budget that I have. Because I don't think the Reventon ever came back. Even a year after this season ended in the global version, I don't think that the Reventon has been available again. So it is important for me to unlock it over here. But yeah, there we go. That's how I spent almost 32 minutes talking about the game and not playing a single bit. But man, it was a lot of explaining. Finally, I pulled the curtain a little bit for you to know how I assign the tokens, how things are working out. And like I said, so far things are working out fantastic. Again, I'm sorry if this was a boring video for you, but to me it was important to explain all of this, how at the end of the day, when a lot of people, and yeah, granted, this season is a lot of BS, but fortunately, and this is what I've said a bunch of times, the fact that this version is 1 year behind from the global means that we have foresight as to what's coming. And while there's some changes from time to time, they pull the rug from time to time, this season, I knew what was happening. It kept the same structure, and look at that. It's working out exactly as I wanted it. In the next video, I'm probably going to be taking care of the LPI special event, whatever progress I can do, but that'll be for later. If you enjoyed this video, I'm surprised. I don't know how you did it, but hey, I'm glad that you found that interesting or useful or whatever. And again, take advantage of the situation of the 1v1 with the Diablo. Even if you're not going for the Countach LPI, you will probably enjoy having those additional points. So there you have it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.